Joseph Parker is the best fight for him right now because Joseph Parker is a guy who has the qualities and the experience that it would take to give Usyk the hardest time. Not saying he's gonna beat Usyk by no means, but he will give Usyk the hardest time of anybody. And if anybody, I think if they said, Roy, you got to take one guy right now, put your money on against Usyk, who would it be? It would be Joseph. Usyk is a guy who can do whatever he wants to right now. He vacated the IBF, he went and got it back. You understand me? So it's just fun for him right now, so he can do whatever he wants to do, and he can fight whoever.
Well, you was a smaller guy that went up and won the world heavyweight title, one of the only ones to do that from middleweight up to heavyweight. You know, how does someone beat Oleksandr Usyk? Is it the smaller guy? Is it the guy that's coming up in the weight divisions? You know, as opposed to the bigger heavyweights.
No, the bigger guys could beat him. Just gotta have the right fight plan. None of these guys fighting with the right fight plan, and I'm not going to tell them the right fight plan because that's not my job to do. But you gotta have the right fight plan to fight with. If you don't have the right fight plan, he's gonna destroy you. If you go out there trying to knock him out, he's gonna destroy you. And most of those guys that go out with the idea, oh, he's small, he came up from cruiserweight, we're gonna take him out. Wrong answer. You're not gonna take him out. He fought Gaisov, who was an even stronger puncher than most of these heavyweights are, and Gaisov couldn't do nothing with it. You understand me? Gaisov was one of the hardest punches I've seen in quite some time, and Gaisov didn't give him no real opposition, basically. You know. So for these guys to think a one punch guy is gonna beat Usyk, that's not.
Good man. Good, nice.
Yeah.
Very good.
Thank you.
That was a good game?
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Everything's good.
Joseph Parker versus Oleksandr Usyk. Absolutely. This was always the fight to make it heavyweight if we truly are living in a time of meritocracy. I'll be honest, I was fearful that the usual politics and BS would get in the way and push us in a different direction.
One day I would love the opportunity to fight here. I think it'll be amazing. Everyone that he's fought and everyone that he's beaten. And I want to chase myself again.
What's up, fight fans? Let's talk about a surprise opinion that's got the boxing world buzzing. Roy Jones Jr., one of the greatest to ever do it, recently claimed that Joseph Parker might be the most dangerous opponent for undisputed heavyweight champ Oleksandr Usyk. Yes, even more so than Tyson Fury or Anthony Joshua. Now, to be clear, Roy didn't say Parker would beat Usyk, but he did say Parker has the right mix of experience, bust size, and strategy to give Usyk the hardest fight of anyone in the division. In Roy's words, if I had to pick one guy to go up against Usyk right now, I'd put my money on Joseph Parker.
I would love to see him retire the way he is right now on top of the world, because if he goes in there, you know, like I said, I think he has no problem with Parker, but it's still going to be tough. It's still going to be difficult. His body's already taken a lot. He's 38. We're going to end up seeing him. If he continues fighting, we're going to end up seeing him against a young lion, totally dominating him because of his age, because of his body already. There's a lot of tear and wear in his body. And we're going to see a sad ending where that's what we're going to remember. I would love to remember him as the greatest of all time because he's showing to be one of the greatest of all times. I would love him to retire now and just call it quits and be remembered as one of the greatest of all time. I know there's so much money out there. There's so much, you know, big fights and it's tempting, you know, to anybody. So I can't blame him either. You know, I can't blame him for not wanting to continue fighting because he's still on top of his game. He could still dominate many of those fighters, but sooner than later, his body is not going to respond. His body's gonna be tired, and we're gonna see maybe a sad ending, and I would hate to see that with.
Spoke to your man Joe Parker and he said, I will beat Oleksandr Usyk. What gives you the confidence that will happen as well, Andy?
Joe is the last challenge left. He can offer something that nobody else can. Craft, cleverness, doesn't take breaks, can fight the pace. It's a great challenge, and we just want to fight.
And talking of Usyk, Roy, where do you rank him in that sort of all-time list? Everyone's been doing it all week, haven't they? It's the fun you have as a fight fan. Do you have an opinion on that?
No, I don't really have an opinion on that. He's definitely in the top, out of the top 7 to top 5 now because he's done something that nobody ever done. Not to mention, the quality of heavyweights is not the same as it once was. But I mean, for him to do it the way he done it, undisputed cruiserweight champ, now undisputed heavyweight champ, that says a lot, man. Not many people done that. So for him to do that itself has to put him in the top.
That's high praise coming from a guy who's moved up through the divisions and won a heavyweight title himself. So why Parker? Since his loss to Anthony Joshua in 2018, Parker has been on a mission. He's rebuilt his career, scored key wins over Zhilei Zhang, Deontay Wilder and Simon Keane, and now sits at the top of the WBO rankings. Even Chris Algieri and Tony Bellew have backed Parker for a shot. They say he's earned it. He's big, athletic, smart, and battle-tested.
People won't like this, but the person who gives him the best fight is Tyson Fury, probably. People don't like me saying that, and I know everyone is furious about it, but he's the one who's given the most trouble.
Yeah.
Him or AJ have given the rematch with AJ was level going into round 10.
Yeah.
So, and AJ put a fantastic performance in the rematch. I think it's absolute lunacy to throw Moses Atuma in with Oleksandr Usyk now. I think that is absolute madness of the highest order. Has Moses Atuma even been past 6 or 7 rounds yet?
No. I think
why
would you throw him rounder once. Why
would you throw him in? It's boxing is a sport where it's so unforgiving, and you have to earn your stripes. I'm a huge Moses Atuma fan. I do believe he's the future of the heavyweight division, but he should in no way, shape or form be climbing in a ring with Oleksandr Usyk when he hasn't been past 6 rounds. I'm sorry. It's absolute crazy. A good fight for him. No one's more deserving than Joseph Parker, and I've screamed this from the rooftops. No one deserves the shot more. Joseph Parker, I can make a case for Joseph Parker deserving the shot more than Daniel Dubois.
Yeah.
Because Joseph Parker's the man who went in with the absolute bogeyman of the division. Joseph Parker went in with Deontay Wilder, who, let's be honest, no one really wants to face him. And then he went in with someone even worse than Zhilei Zhang, and no one wants to face him, and he dealt with the two of them back to back. And then let's get something straight, on 48 or 72 hours notice, whatever it was, he went in with the greatest sparring partner the world's ever.
He's got a lot of experience. He's a former world champion. He's big for the the weight class. He's athletic, and he's coming off a 3-fight win streak that rivals any one of the top contenders right now. He KOs Martin Bakole in his last fight. He beat Zhilei Zhang before that, and Deontay Wilder before that. If anyone deserves a shot, it's Joseph Parker, and it's just unfortunate for him. He always seems like the guy who's on the outside looking in, doesn't ever get that shot. So I do think he deserves it. I also think it's a dangerous fight. Does he have enough to beat Usyk? I don't think anybody.
Meanwhile, Usyk, now 38 years old, is still at the top of his game. But some insiders, like Robert Garcia, are urging him to retire while he's ahead, worried that age and wear could soon catch up to him. With the WBO ordering Usyk to face Parker next, fans are asking, will Usyk defend his undisputed crown or chase the bigger money with Fury or AJ? Either way, Parker has waited long enough, and if this fight happens, don't be shocked if it's much closer than people expect. Smash that like button, drop your predictions in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more fight breakdowns and boxing news.